Welcome back. I'm Dr. Shauna Shapiro, and I'm delighted to be joining you. Let's begin by simply arriving here together. Allow your eyes to close and just begin to gather your attention here now in this moment, bringing an attitude of kindness and curiosity as we invite in our intention. What is most important at this time? In what direction do you want to set the compass of your heart? Listening deeply and just letting the body soften, softening the jaw, the eyes, the forehead, letting the whole body rest as we direct our intention toward cultivating greater generosity. And as you're ready, taking a deeper breath in and out, allowing your eyes to open. Good. Typically, we think of generosity as something we do for someone else, but research shows that being generous increases our own happiness. In fact, there's a neural link between generosity and happiness. Professor Siyog Park and his colleagues took brain scans of people while asking them to imagine committing a generous act. Immediately after deciding to act generously, the parts of the brain responsible for reward and pleasure became active. What's more, people reported feeling happier directly after the study. We refer to this as altruism or enlightened selfishness. It feels good to be good. We're hardwired to be generous. Throughout evolution, groups and communities with stronger bonds were the most successful and the ones who survived. Generosity is what deepens these bonds. Nature selected the genes that predispose us to practice generosity, which leads to stronger and more connected communities. This idea that we are born to be generous seems in stark contrast to conventional wisdom equating human nature with selfishness. A cartoon I recently saw captured this notion. It showed two photographers on safari in Africa in open grassland. A lion appears. Both photographers freeze, terrified. One slowly bends down and begins to lace up his tennis shoes, and the other one says, "There's no way you can outrun a lion." To which the first photographer replies, "As long as I can outrun you." While humans undoubtedly have a propensity for self-preservation, research has revealed the currents of generosity also run deep. Research shows that generosity is good for us. It's associated with happiness, with physical health, and well-being. In their book, The Paradox of Generosity, Christian Smith and Hilary Davidson find that happy people report volunteering 6 hours of their time per month, compared to less happy people who average only 0.6 hours per month. The generosity happiness link is an upward spiral. Giving to others yields positive emotions, and positive emotions further inspire generosity. This is true in the workplace as well. Research shows that teams with high generosity not only create a culture of kindness and giving, but also a culture of enhanced productivity. Sadly, even though generosity is healthy for us and creates more success, the percentage of people who volunteer each year has been steadily decreasing. We have the capacity to be generous, but we don't always practice it. One easy, effective practice to strengthen generosity in ourselves and in society is to practice random acts of kindness each day. Set an intention to look for one new way each day that you can give. These acts of kindness can be quite simple. For example, buying a cup of coffee for a stranger, or giving up a parking space to another driver, or surprising someone with flowers. Another practice is to reflect on the generosity you have received from someone. to allow yourself to really sense their care for you. This practice we'll do together right now. So let your eyes close and see if you can remember one kind act that someone has done for you. Recall it as vividly as possible. Notice how this feels. See if you can receive their generosity. See if you can take in the nourishment of someone else's kindness. And then reflect on one small thing you might want to do for them. A small act of kindness, it might even be just calling to say thank you. Imagine how it feels to reflect on doing something kind. This is one of the powers of generosity, is that it feels good when you plan it, it feels good when you do it, and it feels good when you remember it. So you get 3 benefits from one single act of generosity. So take a moment as we draw this session to a close and just reflect on what the key takeaways are for you. What is your one gold nugget that you want to encode in your long-term memory? It might be the fact that generosity is actually good for you, or it might be just remembering how it feels when you reflect on generosity and when you make a plan to be kind to someone else. And as you're ready, take a moment to thank yourself for dedicating your time and attention to this practice. Feel the wholesomeness and trust that the seeds you are planting will continue to grow. I look forward to our next session together.